This is the Frank and Friends show. Hi there, I'm Frank Murphy.
I'm Kathryn Frady.
Kathryn Frady?
I know, I'm here.
I'm so well. You operatic queen, you diva, you soprano.
Keep coming, keep
yes,
going.
What's another word? Prima Donna.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, First Lady of the Stage.
First Lady of the Stage.
That's what Prima Donna means.
I like that one.
Yeah, right? Yeah. They sing that in Phantom of the Opera. Prima Donna, First Lady of the Stage.
Yeah.
Anyway, it is the Frank and Friends show, and we do appreciate your watching, liking, sharing.
Smashing that button.
When you subscribe to get notifications on YouTube. You can also listen in the shower on all of the different audio podcast apps.
In your car.
You could.
In your living room, while you're in your kitchen, while you're doing dishes.
But you might remember from before when you were last here that we determined my friend Bean listens in the shower. So that's a little shout out to my friend Bean.
You can listen anywhere.
Yeah. We have our Frank and Friends show merchandise, and we want you to get the beach towel because it's lovely. Mm-hmm. I'll hold it up again. There's the Friends, there's the Frank. It's got all the things on it. It's huge. Go ahead, just give it the full furl.
Full effect.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Fantastic.
All right.
And you can find all of our merchandise at frankandfriendshow.com/store.
And I've got the login now, so I'll be able to help with that. Speaking of subscribers, we just this week hit 665.
Oh, that's good.
So what we need is someone of my obnoxious friends, and you know who you are, to go ahead and just be number 666, get your screen grab, have your fun. And then I need some of my good Bible Belt friends to immediately become 667, 668, 669.
Yeah, help us get over that hump.
Because I know somebody, one of my improv friends, I think I've told you this, when we get to 667, he's going to unsubscribe so that we can get back to drop us back down.
So he can take a photo of it?
Yeah.
Well, he has to send the photo then, so he can.
I know.
Yeah,
so anyway, help make that an impossibility by signing up for more Gmail accounts and subscribing.
Absolutely.
All right, Prima Donna. First of all, brava.
Thank
or
you.
What do we say? How do you say it when it's everybody? It's tutti, something bravo, tutti?
Bravi.
Bravi, tutti?
Yeah. Bravi tutti.
Well, bravi tutti to the cast of The Copper Queen. I was very impressed. And you told me, you said, you're not going to hate it like all other modern operas. You're going to enjoy it.
Did you?
I
or
did.
Did you hate it?
No, I liked it.
Okay, good.
And Alan Sherrod, who was seated near me in the body, diagonally near me, basically explained it. He says, when you hear that it's a modern opera, you get your hackles up, ready for that
the
atonal
soundscape that's going to. Yeah.
But he said this had nice music, he said this is a good sign for modern opera because this is a newer piece.
Yeah, it's fabulous. You know what's really sad to me though is that so many of the opera industry people have actually told Clint that his music sounds old.
Clint is the composer. Obviously, of The Copper Queen. What's his last name?
Borzoni.
Clint Borzoni.
And they've told him.
No, he's on the right track.
Exactly, of course he is, because that's what people want to hear. His music can sell,
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, because you don't want the music, in my opinion, you don't want the music to get in the way of the story.
Absolutely.
And in this case, he wrote music that, first of all, is appropriate for 1910 when the story is set.
Right.
But it's still modern music, and it doesn't get in the way of the story. It enhances the story so that we become so engrossed in your character, who really, I mean, you warned me that it was that your character was not treated well. But I mean, oh my heavens, that poor girl got beat up.
She did get beat up. Yeah.
Twice, three times. I was
multiple times.
Not good.
Actually, I mean,
it was good. It was a good show, but
Yeah, many men actually came up to me and said I wanted to get on stage and hurt him, and I didn't know which one they were talking about that they wanted to hurt. But
well, I mean, you wanted, especially the rough customer, you want to just pull him off of you and beat him up. Yeah, that's easy. Yeah. That's automatic. Yeah. And same thing with the daddy character who was just mean to you. He was more emotionally, he was physically mean too, but I think he was more of an emotional mind messer. You know?
Yeah.
So anyway, I recommend that you either go see The Copper Queen when Kathryn shows it in the movie theater, which is going to be at some point, right?
We're actually not showing that one in the movie theater.
Well, then never mind.
Yeah, but you could order it online.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How do you do that? How do you do that?
You go to marblecityopera.com/tickets.
Okay. Yeah. So obviously after the show, well, first of all, it was a star-studded event. But I mean, I wanted to. Everyone wants to just console you and say, "Oh, Kathryn, thank goodness you're okay."
Well, yeah, I found the fact that you were actually hugging me, and I didn't even realize it because, everyone after the show wants to hug me.
Everyone wants
yes,
to. It's part of the
thing, right?
Part of the Prima Donna diva experience.
And then all of a sudden I was like, wait, why are you touching me?
Well, I recall saying when we had a discussion about how it would be weird on a podcast day because it's like we just work together. It's like you don't hug your coworkers on the job.
Right.
But I said, I remember saying specifically, I said, after the Copper Queen, I'll give you a hug. And you're like, no. And I said, no, I will give you a hug.
So I know you snuck it in.
Well, I didn't even mean to. I really didn't mean to. It felt like the natural thing to do.
Yeah.
And it occurred to me that part of the reason that I want to make sure I don't hug you anywhere else is not that I dislike hugging you. It's that I think I overdid it. I was like, oh, Kathryn,
I don't know that you ever did it. I just
not me, not compared to all of the other people. But I mean, compared to our relationship.
I know, that was too much.
Yeah, I think 3 or 4 hugs on the way out the door was probably a little more than
necessary
than was required. Yeah,
that was a great night. We had Mary Costa there.
I sat behind her.
She's so beautiful.
She is.
Oh my
goodness. She's known for wearing perfect. She always looks perfect.
She's perfect.
She's in her 90s. And she always looks perfect, okay?
Impeccable. Yeah.
So I actually said to her, Mary Costa, and she recognized me, which I thought was nice. We'd met at Knoxville Opera events, and when she was in the Dogwood Arts Parade and blah, blah, blah. But I never really had a long conversation with her.
Right.
But she remembered, she said, and I said, I'd like to interview you on the PBS show. And she says, oh, I don't do TV anymore.
Really?
I'm like, oh, all right.
But she looks fabulous.
Yeah, I know.
She should. Yeah.
I know. That's it. So, but she was there, and of course, she complimented you. If you are from outside of Knoxville, the name Mary Costa doesn't mean as much. In fact, I was explaining to my coworker from PBS who was at the show, Joseph. He's like, Mary Costa, why do I know that name? I said, have you ever walked through, I don't know, Mary Costa Plaza on the way to the Knoxville Civic Auditorium?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she played Snow White.
Actually,
Sleeping Beauty?
Yes.
Sleeping Beauty.
She was the voice and the model, the animation model of Sleeping Beauty. And when they did Candide, it was first in New York, but when they moved it and did the second production of it in London, the first production in London.
She premiered it there.
Yeah. I mean, wow.
She sang opera all over.
And all over the world. Mm-hmm. And then she decided basically to make sure that it existed in Knoxville. And without her, what was then called the Knoxville Opera Company and is now just called Knoxville Opera, really wouldn't have gotten off the ground.
Without her.
Yeah, because she said, I will be in these shows. And they weren't even doing opera in those early days. They were just doing Broadway musicals.
Oh, wow.
The first or at least one per year.
Oh, wow.
But it's smart, right?
Yeah.
Sell some tickets, make some money, get the thing off the ground so that you can do Aida eventually.
She's amazing. She's very supportive of so many artists, young singers.
And she was there for you, yeah.
Yeah, she likes to come and support me. So.
And a great review from Alan Sherrod.
It was. He called it operatic gold.
Yeah, because it's like a mining town. Get
I know,
it?
Yeah,
see,
I know.
It's like, it could have been operatic copper,
yeah,
bronze, silver, but he went with the gold.
Turquoise, since turquoise is like a thing.
All of those things.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about it?
Tired. I feel good. But, it was, fortunately, I was traveling pretty quickly after the show.
You took your vacation, which is why we missed you last week, yeah.
Yeah, because I really get very depressed right after a show. Especially one that is that big and that I produced and sang in.
Well, you miss it.
I miss it like immediately.
Right, because
everyone's gone. I'm in the theater on Sunday afternoon, like picking up some things that I've left behind, and it's just like an empty stage with the scenery there, and it's sad, So.
This character that you've created is now dead again.
Yeah.
Until the next time somebody else revives her, and it's not the same when someone else does it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'll get to play the role again. So
that'd be good.
Yeah.
You know where? If only there was a opera company in I don't know, Louisiana.
There could be an opera company in Louisiana.
What would be a good city in Louisiana for that?
Perhaps Baton Rouge?
Baton Rouge?
Yeah.
Oh, Baton Rouge.
Yeah, Baton Rouge.
Do they have an opera company there?
They do have an opera company
You should go visit them while you're away from the podcast for the next several weeks.
I can do that.
Explain.
Well, what Frank is alluding to is that I am now the general director of Opera Louisiane in Baton Rouge.
In addition
to the executive artistic director for Marble City Opera.
in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
See that?
Busy.
Yeah, it's amazing. So what that means is that I got to line up some more guest co-hosts.
Yeah, you do.
I've been working on it.
Okay, good.
My
Who
friend
have lined up.
Well, my friend Mean Gene, who is a guy, just a kind of his name. I know, but his name is Gene. So, and my other male co-host, who's in the past, was my friend Gene Bean Baxter. So apparently that's a loophole.
Okay.
If you're a guy and your name is Gene, you're invited.
Are you going to invite Tim Coleman?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm Tim Coleman, and also I was talking with my friend Kristen Detro, who used to do radio on B97 years ago when there was a morning show hosted by TK. And then Kristen Detro goes to the morning show boot camp DJ convention, wherever it was that year, meets a legendary disc jockey, Hall of Fame disc jockey from San Diego, California. They fall in love, get married, she moves to San Diego. Eventually he retires from radio, as you eventually have to, and they move to Blount County. So I've invited them both.
Oh, nice.
I thought Kristen and Jeff of Jeff and Jere, that might be fun to have them.
Are you going to do all three, or are you going to
No,
take
I
turns?
told them, I said I only got 2 microphones.
Okay, yeah.
So what they can do is if they want to both come, one of them can sit over there.
I see, yeah.
While I do the show with the other one, and then we can
switch.
swap.
Yeah.
Or they can each come on their own day. It doesn't matter,
Yeah. Well, if they each come on their own day, you can maybe get more episodes out of each of them.
That's what I would like, yeah.
So come on your own days.
So those are good. I think Asia White would like to come back and do one, and I'm see if Sarah Roberto wants to come back and do one, and just Becca James, all the
Fortunately, you have
gang.
a lot of friends.
The gang, get the gang
of friends
together.
Yeah. One day we'll have to have like a reunion.
Oh, we could do that.
That would be
like
fun.
a Frank and Friends pool party.
Yeah.
That's when we do the pool episode.
Yes, and we have the towels.
Yes, I'll buy more towels.
We can get the bucket hat. We need the bucket hat for the pool episode.
Well, you want to buy one? I'll give you the code. I'll give you the code to get it at wholesale.
Gone fishing.
So I mentioned the pool briefly there. I think did I tell you my plan where I'm trying to save money and still chlorinate the pool, because the price of chlorine or the tablets that I use, the chlorine tablets that I used. Last year there was I don't know.
There was a shortage.
I think the factory exploded or something happened. There was some problem with the chlorine tablets, and they still now. I used to get a big old bucket, like a 5-gallon bucket of them. It's like 40 pounds, and I used to pay $80 for that. It's gone up to like 200.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a lot.
It was higher. I think last time I saw it maybe had dipped down to 160.
Wow.
So it's still at least twice as much as I used to pay.
Yeah.
So I last year in desperation bought some liquid chlorine. And I used to use that at our pool in California, so I get the basic concept.
Sure.
It's like a bottle of bleach, and you pour it in at the appropriate time and in the appropriate location. And
then you wait 24 hours, and then you can swim. Yeah.
So I found at Lowe's, it's like $6 a bottle.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, it's not bad. So I'm getting a gallon for $6. And then I thought, I will beat the system. I will go get my, gift cards for Lowe's over at the Kroger.
Nice.
That way I'm getting gas points, and I can buy them when there's double, triple, quadruple gas points.
And so you're getting a discount.
Right.
Great idea.
So, great idea.
Because, as we've talked about, the pool is a money pit.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now, as it turns out now, Lowe's is holding $100 of my money, because I have 2 $50 gift cards, figuring I'm going to go buy, $48 worth of chlorine each time I go.
Right.
Right? So we go, and we got Timmy and Charlie there, and we're trying to manage them. So Jere has a shopping cart. I've got a shopping cart. We're trying to keep.
Are they in the shopping cart?
Well, they're hanging on to the outside doing stunts as we go around the corners.
That makes sense.
So we're doing our best to keep the shopping carts and them under control, and put all these chlorine things in there. So we're in the aisle with poisonous chemicals. And as I'm lifting,
and 2 little ones.
And next thing I know, they're on the floor playing with a bag of something that has burst open as spilled.
Fantastic.
They didn't break it, but they've got their hands in it.
Yeah, no, so that's great. Perfect. Just what you want.
I think it was just salt, because there's some pools where you put salt in and you use the chloride from the sodium chloride to. I hope it was salt, but it doesn't really matter, because we immediately took them and dragged them inside and found a hand sanitizer station and did all the things. Yeah. But so we get to the checkout, and not only was I going to get the chlorine, there's some other thing we saw, probably some flowers or some other thing that we thought we'll get that. And they're like, oh, our gift card reader's not working. I take the kids out to the car, and Jerry's trying to pay for everything with these gift cards that I've got, $100 worth of gift cards. And they're like, our system's down. We can't run the gift cards.
Oh, no.
And I'm suspicious. But at this point, I need the chlorine. We need to get going. So we drive to a different Lowe's. We drive from the one on Kingston Pike to the one over on Shad Road and Clinton Highway. And I'm calling them the whole way there to see if their gift card reader works.
Right.
And I'm on hold for the entire duration of the trip. We get there, we go in, before we even go look for the chemicals, we ask, hey, we got these gift cards. Oh, our gift card readers, the whole system's down. In fact, so I tried calling. Oh yeah, our phones are down too. So the whole Lowe's was paralyzed.
That doesn't make any sense.
And we were at some other store, it might have been like a Starbucks on the way there. And as we try to purchase Jerry's, like a cool, it was a hot day, a frozen Starbucks drink, they're like, oh yeah, our card reader's not working. So no credit.
Like a power outage for card readers?
Yeah, we can't take any credit cards or debit cards. And we're like, well, we have the app. We've already given you our money. Oh, that'll work. So we got our drinks. And then we get all the way out to this Lowe's and nothing. So we're so mad at that point that just to spite them, we went to the Home Depot across the way.
Nice. Good choice.
I don't have Home Depot gift cards, but we went in there just to see. And remember, I was paying $6 a bottle for chlorine over at Lowe's.
Yeah.
It's only $4.50 a bottle at
Home Depot.
At Home Depot.
Oh.
So now I'm sitting on $100 of Lowe's gift cards.
That are getting you about that same discount, right?
It's not helping me at all.
Right, because you can just go.
They're holding my money, and I can't spend it until their gift card readers work. Meanwhile, I've discovered a cheaper source of chlorine. So what I even, while I was there, I even bought a bunch of flowers. They're out there next to the pool. I did the whole, or Jere and the two little ones, planted the impatiens flowers all along the pool again, like they were last year.
Well, can you get gift cards with your gas points to Home Depot?
Yes.
Okay, so you just have to switch stores.
Yeah.
And then you can get a better discount.
Right. It's just I'm frustrated by it because technically the Lowe's is closer to my house. The Knoxville Lowe's is closer to my house than the Home Depot is.
Sure.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Well. Anyway, you know where you don't have problems buying things, Kathryn?
Bonezones.com?
Don't forget the S. In fact, absolutely, we have our own merchandise, but that is the home.
Look at this.
For Dr. Bill Bass merchandise. For example.
This is a great
Check out The Body Farm.
That is cool.
Dr. Bill Bass, founder of The Body Farm.
I know some people who need this t-shirt.
And then on the back, the state of Tennessee with the Dr. Bill Bass autograph.
Nice.
And then all the list of the books that he's got, which is fantastic. Nice. In fact,
can we show these as well?
Yeah, that's why I put out. We got a new shipment of Bone Zone's merchandise.
Although I want the black one. All right.
Sure. And I'll explain that. So I get a text one morning from Susan at Bone Zones saying, "Did you get the box? Where's the box for advertising? Would you have the box for advertising?" And I had to think about it. And my head's too big. I had to think about it for a second. I thought, well, this is a mystery I have to solve. What is she talking about?
Yeah.
A box for advertising. A box for advertising. So it just dawned on me at the moment to just go ahead and take a peek out on the front porch. Sure. And there's a box with this stuff in it for us to use. In fact, even some other things over there that we can use in future episodes.
Oh, that's awesome. That was so nice of them to send.
Yes. Yeah. And I said, when did you drop this off? Last night. Well, we were, we're home. I'm like, you could have rang the doorbell. You could have ding dong ditched. You could have.
These are nice.
They're fantastic. Yeah, you got the orange and black, and I got the orange and white for Tennessee, which is all good. So you get all this stuff when you contact bonezones.com. You could actually send them an email or you make a phone call and arrange for your purchase so that it can be autographed personally.
That's awesome.
It's not just a form you fill out. You interact directly with the staff at Bone Zones to get the autographed books, to get the challenge coins, to get the merchandise, the new, the t-shirts, the hats, the new stuff, the old stuff that's still available.
And do you pick them up or do they mail them?
They'll mail them.
That's wonderful.
I mean, if you wanted, they would certainly arrange a drop-off in the East Tennessee area.
That's cool.
I guess they just show up at your house at night and then call you the next morning.
I mean, that seems appropriate for a body farm.
So however that works, I'm not really positive.
That's sort of exactly like what happens in The Doctor and the Devils, the opera that we're working on. It's like they go and snatch bodies at night,
Ooh, we have to talk to Dr. Bass about that project, because that actually ties into his work. Bonezones.com, don't forget the S, is where you find all of this fabulous merchandise. So I will take this off because I got a text from my friend Nancy Waters who said she likes the way my hair looked on Tuesday's, the Flag Day podcast, the Tuesday show.
Oh, nice.
So, I mean, I don't even have the heart to tell her I'm getting a haircut soon. But all right, so that's bonezones.com, don't forget the S. You are doing an opera about body snatching at some point in the future. It's still in workshops?
We're doing workshops this season. So there's 2 chances to kind of hear it a little bit with, different people singing the roles. And so it gives the opportunity for Jason Overall, the composer, to see if there are any changes that need to be made. Yeah. And
it's a story about the early days of study of anatomy, where they would rob corpses or get criminal bodies and corpses out of the graveyard, just steal them.
Right.
Because people didn't donate their bodies to science in those days.
Exactly. So they stole them, and they figured out how to save other people's lives by working on these bodies.
So when that was sort of discovered back, and mostly, it happened all through the Dark Ages, the Middle Ages, it happened all through history, but they kind of in the 1800s, they're like, oh, we should put a stop to this. There was a point where it slowed down considerably. So fast forward to Dr. Bass in the 1970s and 80s, realizing that there are no modern skeletons available to study. They're all from that era of the grave snatching.
Oh, that's interesting.
So one of the things that the Body Farm does is it's a donated skeletal collection, modern skeletons. Because believe it or not, the way our diets have changed over the past 100 years, even the past 50 years, skeletal remains are considerably different. The way kids grow differently. They're more milk, more whatever.
Yeah.
So you've got to have, we're taller.
Right.
You know that when you visit a colonial house, you bang your head.
Right.
In England, you probably go to England and bang your head on door jambs.
I'm pretty short, actually.
Well, my friend Bean is too tall. Yeah. He bangs his head. So people are taller. Anyway, that kind of ties in to the reason for the Body Farm is to replace the grave snatching of the old days.
That's great. Well, so can you donate your skeleton then to your local Body Farm?
Yeah, that's how it works. They've one in Texas.
Yeah.
They've got them all over the place.
That's fun.
So how's everything else going before you take off out of town? I have a couple more things to catch you up on, a couple of more stories.
I went to Santa Rosa Beach in Florida.
Now that's on the Gulf side.
That's on the Gulf side.
You go there a lot.
I love it over there. That's where I like it.
Is that close to where the Gulf operas were that you did?
No, actually...
the Gulf is big.
The Gulf is big, yeah. Right. And the Gulf Shore Opera was much closer to Miami, actually. Yeah, this is in between, it's closer to Destin.
And you went in the ocean?
In the ocean with the waves. My younger brother taught us how to surf, actually.
In the Gulf?
In the Gulf, yeah. Because his daughter has actually taken surf lessons.
I guess they're Texas. They're on the same Texas, Gulf. They're just on the other side of it.
Right.
Do they just swim across, boat across?
Yeah, exactly.
They drive around?
Yeah, sure. You just swim. Meet us there. We'll see you there.
Well, we were talking with Artie wanted to get a boogie board for the pool, which strikes me as odd because there's no waves in the pool. It seems too big for the pool.
You can create some of your own waves.
I suppose I could.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid growing up, we would go to a beach in New York. My wife's family would go to the state park in South Carolina at Myrtle Beach. And she was telling me how they have to walk several yards, dozens of yards out into the ocean and then get on a boogie board and ride a wave from that point. And I'm having a hard time picturing it because the beaches that my family went to in New York, the ocean beaches in, Watermill or more likely, was it Bridgehampton, Southampton they would go to, the waves just crash like right at the shore.
Oh, wow.
And you just get brutalized as soon as you step into the ocean. It's like,
yeah, that's not fun.
And it just doesn't, it seems very uninviting.
Yeah.
It seems like that angry,
it's like,
dark.
Don't come in here.
It's that dark gray ocean. It's like, it just wants to eat you. Where I would like to go to the other side, where you go into the bay, I would like to go into Peconic Bay.
Okay.
And see the horseshoe crabs and the other, critters that might swim around my feet. I like to see the fish. I like to,
we got to see some fish. I like it when the fish jump.
Yeah.
That's fun. But I don't like the seaweed very much.
Now, we ate some seaweed when you were gone last time with Asia White.
Was it tasty?
It was fine.
You know, I didn't taste the ocean seaweed.
It's not that kind of seaweed that
it's not something I did. Yeah.
Is it big?
It's big like chunks. It's actually more like what you...
Kelp?
It's almost like, it kind of reminded me of like succulents that you buy at like the home store.
Oh, it had those little poppy bubbles things that you could...
Exactly.
I know those ones.
Yeah.
That kind.
Yeah. My younger brother put some on his chest at one point, was pretending he was, Poseidon or something.
Or Davy Jones or one of those characters.
It was very silly.
That's nasty, huh?
Yeah.
Well, before we go, I want to tell you a quick story about an improv gig that I had.
Okay.
That was, or maybe I can save it for next. No, I'll tell you now. So I was all excited. I think, because it ties into the Copper Queen. I came to opening night of the Copper Queen, sat behind Mary Costa's hair, and I was supposed to come back for closing night.
Because we were doing an artist reception.
And I said, when I'm on the board, I had my little name tag that I got, that I'm ready to, I guess, help clean up or whatever I'm supposed to do.
Right.
But I also knew that, I had a paid improv gig that was supposed to be in Happy Holler at one of the breweries, because some people were getting remarried, redoing their wedding vows on their anniversary. And instead of a band, they want Einstein Simplified to do comedy improv as their post-ceremony entertainment.
Nice.
So we're all set. This is a bar that has a stage. It's got lights. We have 6 lapel mics. Everything's ready to go.
That sounds awesome.
The bar cancels on the bride or the wife.
That's horrible.
That afternoon, just hours before, because they said, no, we can't have you can't have your party here. We're going to be showing the Vols baseball game instead.
You don't do that to people on their wedding day.
Well, they did it. So this lady thinks she's going to have to cancel the whole party, but her friends and family, many of whom may have traveled or at least come in from different parts of the region, are all like, no, we're going to make this work. So they said, we'll fix up your house. First of all, they have a pretty nice house anyway.
Nice.
But they said, we'll have the party at the house. And the house is in South Knoxville. So now the travel time from Happy Holler to where this is considerably more.
Right.
And it's in a neighborhood, and I've got the address, so I'm trying to work it out. And for whatever reason, I had something going on Saturday, so I'm like, okay, I told everybody I can be there by such and such a time. And we're supposed to be there. We perform at 8:30. I said, I can get there by 8 o'clock, no problem. Well, I'm driving down Chapman Highway, and I've got the GPS going, and I'm looking for the turn into some neighborhood, and it's not a big turn. It's going to be a little turn, and all of a sudden, my Google Maps on my phone and on my Apple CarPlay, it just has me driving through open space, not a road.
Great.
I'm now driving through some, kind of near Chapman Highway, but I'm not on a road anymore, according to the map.
Right.
And then the directions keep telling me to make a U-turn, make a U-turn, make a U-turn.
You're in trouble at this point.
I am in trouble at this point, and the time's wasted. So I'm trying also to voice text the group and say,
let them know you're running late.
My
I'm lost.
GPS has just gone haywire. And
if you don't see me in a few hours, send out the police.
Jessica McCain is like, well, you drive past Ollie's. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I did that. And Kroger, I'm like, yeah. And then you turn right into the subdivision. I'm like, well, I thought that would be helpful. But I'm so turned around at this point that I've made a U-turn as the thing had told me. And I'm now back at the Kroger or the Ollie's parking lot, whichever. Kroger. And so I end up turning off my phone, turning it back on, rebooting everything. And I figured out, it recalculates my ETA. And it's a matter, I've lost about 12 minutes. I'm going to get there at 8:12.
Right.
So, okay. We don't go on till 8:30.
Right. It's fine. You're still going to make it.
It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
So as I pull up, I follow the directions and I pull up and I'm thinking, well, I got to look for this house. And then I realize there's a wedding ceremony going on in the front yard. So if you and I are in the car, you see over there where that the light is over there? Uh-huh. Yeah, there's a ceremony happening.
Right there as you're driving by?
Yeah, as they're all on the front lawn. And I'm like, so I park the car and I just turn off the car and I sit. And I'm texting everybody saying, I'm here. Like, yeah, they're like, yeah, we know.
We saw you. Yeah. It was subtle. Yeah. Way to make an entrance.
So I sat in my car
you made the wedding about you. I love that.
No, I stayed in the car. I stayed in the car. And I don't think that the bride and groom saw me because I was kind of like, the way it was all lined up. You had all the groomsmen, the bride and groom, and they're redoing their vows, and then the bridesmaids. And I'm kind of even with the line of groomsmen.
Sure.
So And I didn't know where the rest of the gang were. They're sitting on the lawn a little further up the hill, but I can't see them because of a tree. Anyway, so we end up, getting in there. And of course, there's no stage, there's no lights, there's no 6 wireless microphones, there's none of those things. But everybody is happy that we're there. They're going out of their way to accommodate us. Turns out, as I said, they have a lovely house. They have a swimming pool.
Nice.
So they put us next to the pool. And that's going to be our little performance space, is the part of the cement where it's a little wider.
Nice.
As opposed to the narrow part.
Don't fall in.
So we're doing the show from there. The audience now is pretty much on the other side of the pool.
Okay.
So
we have to project.
We have to project. And as it gets, and we don't start at 8:30, it gets delayed. We don't end up starting until 9.
It's starting to get dark.
So people are using their cell phone lights and shining them at us so they can see what we're doing. The show goes over well. It's all fine and all good. And they're saying, oh, come in and have cupcakes, come into something. And I just, I scooch out and get side gate and leave as quick as possible. But by that point, I think I texted you.
It was late.
It's like 10:30, 10:25 maybe by the time I got in the car. And of course, that's too late to come.
I think you probably would have gotten there just in time to help us load things into the trucks.
Oh. I don't know, Kathryn. My GPS was acting up. I didn't want to trust the GPS twice in one night. I thought maybe I should just go.
Unfortunately, I didn't even have my phone near me because I was drinking wine and eating cheese and little sandwiches.
And people were hugging you.
People were hugging me.
Dozens of times each.
Actually, it was very hard for me that evening to focus. I find it same at the end of any performance. I have a very difficult time focusing on any one person because I see everybody around.
It's exciting.
And I want everyone to also talk to different people. And so I'm trying to connect them. And
it's exciting.
Yeah, it's fun. So anyway.
Well, good.
I missed it.
Okay. So you'll be here for the next episode, and then we'll start the parade of co-hosts.
Fantastic.
I've got to make some calls. Please do, if you like audio entertainment, use our code for Audible when you go to audibletrial.com/FrankandFriendsShow.
Where you can listen on all your devices.
Oh, yeah.
To all different kinds of podcasts. And they are made for Audible.
Yeah, they have custom entertainment. Of course, the audiobooks are constantly being released. There's always new audiobooks, so there's always a never-ending supply of things you can check out. And the trial that we give you, the free 30-day trial that you get with our code, gives you the premium membership, the top tier, the premium membership. So those premium members get a code every month for a free MP3 download, or it's included in your purchase. Well, you get it for free during that first 30 days because you're a premium member for 30 days. So go ahead and take full advantage and keep that MP3 forever, regardless of what you do afterward with Audible. But we really think that the thousands of titles that they've got are going to entice you.
Yes, for sure. Yes, absolutely.
Yes. So anyway, that's cool. audibletrial.com/FrankandFriendsShow. Thanks for supporting us with the merch.
At frankandfriendshow.com/store.
Like this towel, which I have to refold. That's the wrong part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I showed the mountains.
Yeah.
No,
it's upside down.
Okay. Well, it's good. It was close. You know what it looks like. It's on the wall behind me.
Cell phone cases.
Oh, that looks good. Yeah. That shows up in our Moonshine Mountain Coaster episode.
Oh, good.
So I'm working on that to get that out.
With all the selfies, I try to.
You do a lot of selfies.
Make sure the logo is present.
Looks good. Yeah. So we'll get that out there. I'm working on trying to figure out a way to intersplice your mountain coaster ride and mine.
Fun.
Just make it's a little. If I bite off a little more than I can chew, and you see Kathryn rides and then I ride, and they're not, then it was too much work and I couldn't get it done. So there's a little inside tip. That's our Seymour Smokies Insider Edition that's coming up this weekend. All right, thanks so much for watching, liking, sharing, subscribing,
smashing that button
for notifications. This is the Frank and Friends Show. I'm Frank Murphy.
I'm Kathryn Frady,
and we'll talk to you again next time.